Hi, Martin Egginton here, personal coach. So today I'm going to be talking about how to assess whether action or inaction is what you need right now. And I say this because this is one thing that I fight with every week. And sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong. But mainly, my body will tell me if I've gone too far. So if I'm working too hard and not resting enough, usually my body says, right, you'll run down, and it shows me by cold sores appearing on my lip, which is obviously horrible. Occasionally I'll get a flicker of the eyelid, which will be every now and again, but I'll notice it a few times during the day, and that's usually can be a stress related indication as well. So your body will tell you when you need to rest, but what we're trying to do is find a solution that means that we don't need to go to that state where our body is telling us, which is you need to rest. We need to do that before our body needs to tell us that. So 5 tips I've got. One is, as mindfulness teaches, going into nature, going off and being silent, sitting down, wherever you feel comfortable and alone. It's always good to be on your own, and just try and sort of do your yoga, your qigong, your tai chi, meditation, or just literally sit down and meditate or just sit there and be silent. I don't tend to do too many meditations while I'm like in a guided meditation. I tend to just sit and sort of let my thoughts run through, and this way I tend to sort of find after a while that my head effectively empties itself, and then I'm present, and then I can go off and do what I want. But equally, it's also the time when my body will tell me what's going on for me, so I just need to sit and listen to it. So the first thing is to do that. Find yourself a quiet place, be silent, just ask yourself. I ask myself, how are you feeling right now? What's going on? And my body will effectively give me the answer. Number 2, don't overthink it. Don't sit there and think, oh, maybe I should be doing this or doing that. There is no point in us trying to push a fridge up a hill. If we've got no mental or physical energy to do something, we just need to rest, and we need to give ourselves that. So the 3rd tip would be, try and assess if you are tired, whether it's a mental or a physical tiredness or both. And that will tell you enough. For example, on a Friday, when I've finished my working week, I will feel a physical tiredness, and I'll be sitting there thinking, right, okay, and my body needs to rest, but I can use my mind. I'm not mentally tired. So what I do, my blog. So I'm sitting down, I'm relaxing my body, but my mind is still useful, and my creativity can flow much more when I'm relaxed anyway. So that's a really perfect time for me to do my blog, and I also make some calls to friends and stuff like that. That would be my 4th tip, actually. Sometimes we're not sure of how we feel, sometimes we're frustrated, sometimes we've got deadlines or something like that, and we're panicking that we're not going to get them done on time. And sometimes, as is well known, a problem shared is a problem halved. So find some friends, or your best mate, or somebody who suffers from the same sort of dilemmas as you, and try and keep these people in your life, because they're vital. They're vital for me anyway. I have a list of people that I can call purely about procrastination, because I know they suffer from it too, and I will call them, and I will talk to them about how I'm feeling. So if there's some resistance to do a project, or to call somebody, or to there might be a call center call that I've got to make, and sitting waiting on that call center helpline music will stress me out, or make me feel as though I could be doing better things, but it's something that needs to be done. So I try and sort of assess whether it's the right time to do these things. So call somebody, tell them how you're feeling, just purely sometimes just by telling somebody, look, I'm really frustrated, I've got this to do, don't want to do it, And just by saying that, you just sort of break the shackles off, and either you know then that you can do it, or you sense yourself, okay, so today is not the day to do this, and you can put it in your schedule maybe for Saturday. So call somebody. And the fifth tip I would do, if all of those other points or tips aren't attractive to you, journal. Journaling for me is a way for me to empty my head. So if I've got loads of things that I know I need to do in my head, and I'm sitting there thinking, which one do I do? I literally just write everything that I'm thinking down on paper, or sometimes how I'm feeling. It doesn't, and it can make no sense whatsoever. It's not going to be sent to some board to be, assessed or anything. This can be chucked away at the end. You can write absolute gobbledygook. But as long as you do that and you just journal, sometimes it's a page, sometimes it's half a page, sometimes 3 pages. But once I've done that, I've cleared my head and I suddenly know where I am, and I actually feel back present again, focused, and the anxiety goes. So journaling is something that I try and do as often as I can, because it's a perfect tool for me, especially if I don't want to talk to somebody, because I don't always want to call people. I can feel quite happy in my own company, and journaling is a way that I can still have that tool to be able to sort of solve the problem myself. So try and have a look at ways in which you really find yourself with a flow. So it may well be sitting in a field or maybe being by water. If you can try and do that as often as possible, and if that's the way that you really relax really quickly, or you find yourself able to listen to your body or whatever, then try and get that much more into your life. But and anything that really springs to mind whenever you're doing this, write down or acknowledge in your brain. So your body might be saying, right, I need to do some exercise, I need to be stimulated. Maybe you have a thought about going to the beach or going to the cinema or whatever. Acknowledge it, because effectively this is where our true selves point us in the direction, because we do need fun, we do need joy. We don't always need to just lay in bed. We can be going off and doing other things. Sometimes I think of pizza. I love pizza. So those are my tips for today. If any of you wish to do a one-to-one, then please give me a call. I can do a one-off bespoke hour with you. I do coaching walks. So if any of you fancy going out and maybe just throwing some stuff at me, ideas, or maybe you got some worries or whatever, I do these coaching walks. I can go up to Homebury Hill or Box Hill, and we can just go for a walk in a field somewhere. And it's a great way of being able to sort of get out in nature, relax, but also get some stuff off your chest. So if that's what you need, that's what you fancy doing, email me, martin@becomeunstuck.co.uk, and we'll set up a time. Thanks very much, guys. Have a good week.